Hey guys, welcome back to 220 News. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to send it over to Connor now to give you a weather update. Connor, you're live.
So as you can see here, we got some weather going on here. Snow kind of in the Midwestern region and some rain kind of going off into the coast there. Yeah? I'm live right now, but if it's breaking, let me know. Oh, this is coming from Bron? Oh, okay, so I need this, huh? New episode of 220 Takes? When? Soon? Now? Oh my goodness. How are they going to compete with the Talk to a podcast, which she reveals who her Pookie is? Oh, you don't know either? Oh, nobody watches 220 Takes? Well, I got some news for you, brother. Live from 220. It's 220 Takes! All right, well, thank you to our lovely newscasters for doing that little intro for us.
That's not getting in.
I was gonna make a little joke. Like
all right, we'll keep it.
I was gonna make a little joke being like,
Yeah, we'll keep it.
I was gonna. All right, stop this.
Don't stop.
No,
Stop it. No,
Okay.
literally stop it. We're gonna restart.
No, don't stop it.
What was the joke gonna be?
I was gonna be like, man, me and Evan must have some doppelgangers out there, man. Those guys looked a lot like us.
Welcome back to 220 Takes, everyone.
Bro, that's not the stop. JC, stop the video right now. Literally stop the video. Don't stop the video. JC, stop the video right now. Stop it.
No, as
Don't
always,
stop the video.
I'm Chris.
Okay, anyway, welcome back to 220 Takes.
Man,
Surprise. Well, not surprise, but
not-
newsflash for everybody out watching. Episode 10. We've officially reached double digits, man. There were some people that thought we wouldn't make it this far.
AKA
you.
This guy. But I'm glad we did. You know, it's always fun.
Yeah.
Hey,
right.
It's all love, guys. It's all love. Trust. I love
Like
filming. I love filming the podcast on Mondays. Come on, I look forward to it. I do.
I do too. I do too.
Well,
Hey, what time do you film these at too?
around like 10:30, 11.
and
Just shows our dedication.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right after the Monday night game ends. So that's sometimes why we miss news in the week, because we film it pretty early in the week.
Yep.
You want to get the episode out for you guys?
Yeah. But yeah, so
many people watch.
another skit this week. We think that might be something we do every week.
Yeah.
As long as we come up with ideas. It took us a while to come up with something for this week.
And
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Hey, but if you guys have some ideas, if
is
you guys
what
have
we
any
call it.
ideas, we'd love to hear. We were bouncing around ideas. One involved, Shannon and Ocho and Prime.
Coach Prime. We didn't think that would be in the best taste.
Yeah.
To include, not because
Yeah.
we're family friendly
Yeah,
content.
Maybe when we do like a 220 Takes After Dark episode, we'll do that one.
This episode could have been.
Yeah. Enough yapping from me and us.
Us and I.
Us. Shut the. Well, that's why you're a future teacher over here.
What's that supposed to mean?
Future gym teacher correcting me on grammar.
It's actually called PE.
What's P stand for?
Physical education.
All right.
Gym stands for. All right, let's just get into it, man.
Big episode, like I said, episode 10.
Mhm.
We jam-packed episode with all the stuff that we do previous episodes. Nothing new, I don't think.
Well, maybe. You
Maybe.
never know.
Hey, we're all down to surprise everybody. So, also, if you're watching, you may notice something new from me. I got a little fresh cut.
Yup.
Fresh cut, new pillow on the couch.
Rate it 1 through 10.
Rate the cut 1 through 10. Well, the barber was my mom, so I'm not gonna give it a 0, but I like it.
No, I actually like it a lot
Yeah.
too.
It's a 10. 10.
It's a 10.
Best barber in the world, especially since it was free. So
That's what I was gonna say. Nothing
Yeah.
beats a free haircut. I was showing off the pillow here, chilling with my gnomies.
and there's you notice how there's 3 gnomes on there? That's us.
I know we didn't really decide who's who, but I think for sure this one's Connor. What do you think, man?
Oh, yeah, that one's Connor.
And then
Oh, is it because he's rubbing his belly?
no.
Okay.
And
I see how
then,
it is. I see how it is.
I mean, which one do you think?
Man,
Yeah.
I don't care, bro. If
Okay.
you're already picking that one out as me, but like, what the heck?
It's already
bro?
been like. Okay, let's get
Um,
in.
New candle, smells like home, and shout out me. Or shout out. I got this for
Shout out
Christmas.
me.
From my dad. Cole Kmet signed a mini helmet. Shout out Cole Kmet. Love to have you on the pod. We love you, Notre Dame legend.
Is he on the Bears still?
Some might say he's been a ghost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not his
why is
fault.
Mercedes Lewis getting more playing
I
time
don't
than
know.
Mookie? But
We'll get
that's
into
not
that later.
true. Yeah, that's not true. But all right, let's jump into agenda. I suppose personal life, as always. We'll start off with that,
Cool.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So we, intramural basketball game on Thursday. I wasn't there, so maybe you guys can run us
Yeah, we held
down,
down the fort.
run down about what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably our hardest game of the intramural season. It was a good team win. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
It was a
say.
good team win. It was a fun team win. When everyone can get out there, it's a good time. So what, bro?
No, I will say actually.
Goofy beef my
And I-
water, bro.
Sorry, we're filming in front of a live studio audience now. We thought that would definitely, help with the reaction.
We're a little nervous.
Yeah, we're all a little nervous here. So, if you hear some laughter in the background,
Or some cheers or some booze.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people watching, so it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
focus.
No, in all seriousness,
Yes, back on track.
the game last Thursday, I was telling the boys that
Mhm.
it was one of the best, team performances that I've been a part of.
Mhm.
We really all stuck together. No, Connor wasn't there, but I know he would have had our back as well. Yeah, I mean, we battled through. We were down by 8 at half. Made a little comeback at the start of the second half. Held it down for the rest of the game. Shout out Luke, he played amazing. Shout out Brody, he played amazing. Ben, there's just so many.
Just-
Obviously Chris.
Yeah.
Man, there's just so many
I
talented guys on the team, man.
yeah, I like
That's actually my favorite team.
our team.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite
I would
team.
hope it's your favorite team. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys being unselfish. I always say I love that the team just, goes out there and play. Like, I don't think we have any divas.
Yeah, no divas. No divas.
No,
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, breaking news actually. Christian said that he was mad last game when you went in before him.
Whoa, that is breaking news.
Okay.
Would you care to comment on that?
I mean, no comment. Christian's a great player. I love what he brings to the table.
What is he? What is that though? What does he bring?
Grit,
Okay.
heart. He brings heart.
Yeah.
He's a team player. Really brings the glue guy.
Glue guy.
Glue guy.
Okay.
And
I think I'll bench. Yeah.
it wasn't really my decision. Like I think I just it didn't even slip my mind. Like I just went in.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I did too.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're at
He,
the
he got some PT.
we're at the 7-minute mark. Bench checks in.
Yeah.
So
Shout out Christian, bro. I love you. Love to have you on the pod. Maybe settle this beef, I guess.
Well, with
we might settle it on the court.
the 3-0 start, it looks like we're playoff bound now.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully that gets figured out. We don't want a Draymond Jordan Poole situation.
Yeah.
Right.
But good team win, fun basketball. I love the team.
Connor, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, this weekend,
Getting out of 220.
I got out of 220, got back down to the dirty P.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Bears game.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. But fortunately.
It was very interesting to see this team in person. A lot of boos, fire Eberflus chants, which,
Nothing out of the ordinary.
yeah, nothing out of the ordinary.
for a Bears organization.
Heard you were a guest speaker.
Well, I suppose. Yeah, got in the field. Shout out my bro Bailey. Got me on the field. Did a little game of higher lower.
Classic.
And
Classic.
walked away with 2,500 casino play, free casino play.
Whoa.
So if you catch me at the casino, anytime soon, say what's up.
And
Hey.
tell them your strat. Tell them your
Yep.
strat.
Strat.
What are you gonna do with the 25?
Yeah.
grand?
So strat is 1250 on red, 1250 on black on video roulette, and then just walk away with 2,500.
Yep.
If it lands on green, then
Crash out.
biggest crash out the world's ever seen.
Probably suspended from every
Yeah.
casino chain.
So
I
let's
like
hope
that
it's not green.
strategy. I mean, if
Like,
anyone
just,
else
hey,
has a better
Exactly.
strategy, go ahead and comment.
Tell me why that wouldn't work. Though.
Yeah.
What was
I
the
feel
other
like
one
that's
with
just
where you put something on green?
Well, I was thinking 1,000 on red, 1,000 on black, 500 on green. That way I cover all my bases,
Mhm.
and I would still walk away with
1,000 at the least.
2,000 still at the least. Yeah, I don't know.
Might as well, right?
Yeah,
Might as well. Free money. It's
exactly.
better than throwing it all in the slots.
So Connor,
that's probably what I'm gonna
Connor
do.
has
Yeah,
made
I mean,
a verbal commitment that once he wins, he's gonna throw it all back into the pod.
Yeah, so merch coming soon.
Hey, cut that.
Okay, fine,
Cut
we'll
that.
cut it.
Okay, so next segment. I believe that's pretty much all we had to say about the
Yeah.
Yeah,
weekend.
I think it was a good weekend.
Yeah, all around good weekend. We'll jump into league hopping. We don't have much to say here. We'll start with basketball. Cavs starting off 12-0.
Yeah.
Big surprise, honestly, out of the East. Who knows if they'll be able to make it last, especially in the playoffs. I still think probably Boston's the team to beat, probably.
Yeah, probably. I think they're not very far behind.
Yeah.
And, they've.
Philly's off to a really rough start.
Yeah, and I think that falls on Joel Embiid's shoulders.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, they better not fall on him too hard. He'll take another week off.
Facts, load management. All I know.
Embiid, and then they say he's a superstar. You can't be a superstar if you don't play.
I mean, it's the classic. He makes that much money, man. He makes so
Right.
much money. I understand your health's important, but if it was that important, why'd you play in the Olympics?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Should have taken the summer off.
Anyway, we digress. Over to hockey, my Winnipeg Jets, 14-1. Yes, sir.
Is that
Yes, sir. Best goalie in the league, my boy Connor Hellebuck.
what's his goal average per game?
1.9.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He's had I think 3 or 4 shutouts already. Best NHL start in 15 games for the Jets, 14-1.
Good for them.
Yeah. Shout out hopefully they come to Chicago, I think, to play the Blackhawks a couple times. Maybe I'll go catch a game. Well, that's my team right there. My 2 favorite teams.
Bandwagon.
I'm not a bandwagon.
Yes.
Connor Hellebuck's actually my favorite player.
Oh,
So-
yeah. I've heard he's nice.
He's my favorite player.
Oh.
All right, let's jump now. That's pretty much all we have for league hopping. I mean, nothing too crazy is going around the league, honestly.
Yeah, sports are. I mean, NBA is starting to get into the season now, but
Yeah.
there's hockey.
It's hard to focus on NBA when the NFL season's going on.
That's 100%.
Maybe we'll have like a hockey specialist one day come in and talk about hockey.
I don't know any hockey specialists. Okay,
I do,
anyways.
but he won't come down here, bro. I don't even think he listens to this.
Anyways, man.
So you know what, Brandon? I'm not gonna say it. We're family friendly, but you know what I'm gonna say.
I don't.
All right, let's hop into some NFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
CMC's back.
Mhm.
Played an all right game. I think he had what we were looking at the gym today, 33 rushing yards, but 50 or 60 receiving yards.
He definitely. I mean, I know he
No
does a little bit
touchdown.
of everything, but yeah, he was definitely out there receiving. I think more than handing off or
So,
getting handoffs.
Looks like they're just trying to get him, some reps, get him back into it
Yeah.
a little bit. But I'd expect his production to move up as the season progresses, and looks like their team is getting better as well.
Yeah,
with
it
him back.
already looked so much better. I mean, obviously they won, but they just looked a lot more comfortable on offense.
Yeah. And Nico Collins is off IR. He didn't play. This happened last week, but he didn't play in this game this past weekend. But I would assume he's going to play this upcoming week.
Yeah, and they need him.
Yeah, they need him
for sure
bad
need
because Tank Dell, he wasn't cutting it.
Dropped a couple passes.
Hutchinson, he was probably their best wide receiver. But yeah, Tank Dell was missing a lot of catches. Another big one, Dak's out for this season. And Cooper Rush, he did not look too hot.
Yeah, that whole team is not looking good.
Yeah, it's bad when Trey Lance comes in.
Yeah.
And, obviously, I think at one point we were talking about Trey Lance needing an opportunity, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Dallas might need to just hang it up for the season. Focus on
Speaking of
someone
Dallas, Chris, did you hear what CeeDee Lamb said? And
Yeah.
Micah Parsons, I guess, too. There's just drama in Dallas.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama in Dallas. A lot of players definitely expressing their frustrations. I think the one that kind of surprised me the most would be what Micah said,
Yeah.
because I wasn't even sure if Micah Parsons was playing.
Something kind of Connor's been saying.
Yeah, he kind of called out Mike McCarthy, and he said I think something about him not being a winner, him
He's
putting in the most effort into the team, and that's kind of causing them to lose games or not be as productive as they should be.
Yeah, they asked him about Mike McCarthy's. It's his last year in his contract. About if he's going to be their coach next year, and he was like, basically said Mike McCarthy can do whatever he wants. He can coach whatever team he wants. I don't care. And he was like, I feel bad for guys like Zach Martin who are on like the last year of their contract. So, like, I don't know. And then he took like a shot at Mike McCarthy after that. I forget what he said, but something about that. And then CD.
Yeah, CD then also said something. I don't know if any of you saw, but during the Cowboys game, there was a pass that he just totally lost in the sunlight. There's this huge glare in the stadium right through the windows into the players' eyes. And he was just like, yeah, I lost the ball. Like, yeah, I couldn't see it. And he was talking about, like, maybe solutions they could do, like, tint the windows, maybe put up some curtains, block that sun. Then, Jerry Jones goes on his podcast or whatever. I don't think he
I
said
think it was just like I think it was just like an interview with.
Oh, like an
reporters.
interview? Okay. Well, he didn't say directly to CD, but he's like basically discrediting all that. He's like, well, I might as well go tear down the whole stadium then. It's like, I don't understand how you're going to say that to players' complaints they have.
Right.
When A, it's, affecting their play, and B, this is supposed to be the team you built and you support. So I don't know. I think he's annoying me this season for sure.
I was telling Chris today at the gym too that if I were CD, I'd be asking for a trade.
Oh,
I know he
yeah.
just signed the extension, but I'd be asking for a trade after the season.
Yeah, but Jerry won't trade him.
Yeah,
No
probably
matter
not.
what.
So we'll see. And then last thing was the Chiefs, and it's a team I root against every single week, and they seem like they should be losing these games that they're playing, and then they somehow pull it out at the end. Like this was the closest one by far.
Oh, this one hurts for Broncos fans for sure.
Had a good look at a field goal at the end. Thought they were gonna win it. Of course, Chiefs block it.
I saw Pat McAfee breaking down the whole clip, like the guy that like led everybody through had like terrible form, and he was like, this guy should never be on the field goal unit again. Like he was just kind of tearing into him a little bit.
I was just like when I was watching that, I was like, of course.
It didn't. I'm past the shocked point, because it feels like this happens every game. But you're talking about an undefeated team that could easily have 3 or 4 losses. I mean, we say it every week, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's not going to cut it in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
That's what you
probably
say.
will, though. It probably will, though.
Yeah, I just hope not.
I think, low key, I think the Panthers are going to beat them.
You want to call that live right now? Come on, quote it.
No.
Quote it for the TikTok.
No. Maybe in a little bit.
Okay.
That's pretty much all we had for NFL news. I don't think there wasn't a lot.
the trade deadline happened, but there wasn't really like any blockbuster moves. Happening.
Packers traded Preston Smith to the Steelers. Bears traded Khalil Herbert to the Bengals. Marshawn Lattimore went from the Saints to the Commanders.
That's kind of a big one.
Not a whole lot though. I mean, it was pretty.
I mean, as we expected, it was pretty boring.
Uneventful. So.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this last week. Like, the NFL trade deadline's one of the more underwhelming ones in sports.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Basketball is usually better for sure.
Yep.
But, why don't we hop into some questions?
Okay.
I know Connor, you said you had maybe a couple.
I have a couple.
And then I have one that
Okay.
I want to ask too. So.
All right. Well, this question comes from my dad. He usually sends them in. So shout
big
out,
supporter.
Shout out, pops. We talked about this. I think like week 1 or week 2. I think it's a good time to kind of circle back to this now that we're a bit farther into the season. Super Bowl picks.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Chris had Lions.
I said Lions.
It's looking good.
I was gonna say I'm gonna double down on Lions still. I think, especially after the Sunday night game, I think it showed a lot that Jared Goff can make mistakes and they cannot play their cleanest game, but I mean they can still hang in there and win. And I think that's important to have. They never seemed like they gave up, and like it was so easy to,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll go Lions, and then honestly, I like the Ravens. I think that was my original prediction, but I mean, since week 1, if we're readdressing it, I think they definitely figured out how to use both Lamar and Derrick Henry. So give me the Lions-Ravens matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I like something similar to that. I don't necessarily, and it's probably a biased thing because I don't want to pick someone in the NFC North. I do like the Ravens. I don't think that the Chiefs are going to make it this year, just because of how they've been playing. I think, like you said before, they could have lost, 3 or 4 games already. So I like the Ravens. NFC, that one's more tough for me because I feel like there's so many good teams in the NFC.
Dogfight.
Yeah.
Cardinals being a sleeper kind of team.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
49ers getting healthier.
Yeah.
49ers getting healthier. Man, I don't know. I guess I will go with the Lions just because I think they're the best team in the league
Yeah.
right now. So it's kind of hard to pick against
Yeah.
them.
And, not to glaze or anything, but, I agree with kind of what both of you guys said about the Lions. I think as of right now, that's the team to beat in the NFC. However, for the AFC, I think it's honestly going to come down to Bills Ravens.
Oh.
I think that's going to be
I forgot about my
probably
Bills.
going to be the AFC Championship.
I would love to
And
watch that.
I honestly think that can honestly come down either way. But just to be a little bit different, I'll go with the Bills.
Okay.
Bills
like that.
Lions. That's kind of the pick I'm going with here.
I like that.
And then this next question, I got it from two sources. They asked the same question.
Okay.
Again, my dad and my friend Bailey. But they think, they ask. I know they came out today that they're not benching him.
Mhm.
But should the Bears maybe look at potentially benching Caleb Williams?
Go ahead.
You want me to go first? I mean, maybe for his safety,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should bench him just so he makes it through the season. But, I mean, the obvious answer to me is no, because you want him to get as much playing time and experience as possible. Whether that looks horrible, whether that looks really good, I just think it's important for any sort of rookie QB to have, opportunities to learn, opportunities to respond to different situations. So I'm going to say no. I think they should keep playing.
And I actually agree because the more reps that he gets in is the more like film he can look at in the offseason and being like, oh, what did I do wrong here? What did I do right here? What did I miss here?
That's how you learn.
That way, going into off-season practices, off-season film sessions, he can learn more than if he just sat out or got benched for the rest of the season, he wouldn't have that luxury.
I mean,
He would only have the first 8 games or 9 that he was able to play to look at. But I mean, if you compare that to looking at a full season's worth, then I think that's more beneficial than just looking at a handful of games.
It's a proven fact. You learn more by doing than just watching.
Exactly.
So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I don't think they should sit him, but mine's kind of a different reason. I don't necessarily think that him playing is like he's not. Listen, I think that it's more about that they don't have the person behind him to throw in there and for him to learn enough that will be beneficial, like more beneficial than him playing.
Right,
basically.
like if it was a cold situation, like a
Right,
Flacco,
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
he's like no offense here, but like he's obviously not going to learn more from
Tyson Bagent's been in the league for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to learn anything from him. Like it doesn't benefit him at all.
Yeah.
It's not like the Falcons. It's not like the Packers. So like that's the reason why I would say if they had that luxury of like having a veteran guy that has had plenty of time, I would say maybe yeah. All right, so the next question I had was it was about Justin Herbert. I was arguing with one of our friends this Sunday about if Justin Herbert is an elite quarterback, aka like top 5 quarterback in the league. I thought he wasn't. But I did kind of want to, obviously he thought he did, but I thought I was a little biased because he has him on his fantasy team. I just kind of wanted to hear what you guys thought about it and then tell me what you think or who you think is top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. And I'm not just talking about this season. I'm talking about just overall, everything.
Okay.
Not just this season.
Yeah, about Justin Herbert, I really like him, but top 5. He's talented, but I don't know. I think he's probably more top 10.
Yeah.
So, throwing him up there with guys like Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, I just don't think he's on that level yet. So I would say top 10, but not top 5.
I 100% disagree. I think Herbert's 100% top 5. I think he has all the arm talent that like everybody else has up in the top 5. He's able to, be able to read and make the right reads all the time. He doesn't really turn the ball over that much. I think he has all the unteachables. I think he's got all the unteachable things that quarterbacks try to get to, but they really can't because it's unteachable.
Yeah.
And I think he has all of it.
True.
And he's able to, he's able to do all this, especially in a season this season. And I know you said all time, but he's been doing this pretty much his whole career. But especially this season, where no offense to the Chargers, but they have below average wide receivers.
Quentin Johnson, man.
Yeah,
Not always, but
yeah.
this
Well, like
season.
I said, this season, but I mean, he's done and proven that he's able to be in this elite category in the prior years when he's had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. But like you look at the other, elite quarterbacks on the list. Mahomes had Tyreek, and I know Mahomes is having pretty much a kind of down year with receivers, but he's always had Kelsey. Um, Josh Allen, he had Diggs for a while. Like Lamar Jackson. Well, he's mainly a runner. I'm not gonna lie. He can still sling it, but he's running. But I do still think he's top 5 though.
Okay.
And then you look at Burrow. He's got Chase. He's got T Higgins. All of those guys, I would take over Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. I would take Diggs over Keenan Allen. I would take Jamar Chase over Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
So I mean, and like I said, he's had good receivers in the past, and he's still put up good numbers, and he's still putting up good numbers now, even without the receiver talent. So that's why I just think he's top 5.
Well, we'll get back to you guys on your top 5, what you think your top 5 is. But my argument with him is that it's not that I don't think he's athletically talented or that he can't do all the right things. I think it's bigger than that, and I don't see him on the level when I think of Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I'm not thinking Justin Herbert. And one thing I do want to point out is, you could say everything about what teams he's been, or the teams he's been a part of, the wide receivers he's had, whatever the scheme. I don't buy any of that. You've seen Patrick Mahomes; he's an elite quarterback. He's been able to do it without wide receivers. This is a guy who's only been to the playoffs once, and they lost in the wild card round. And so that's something that attributes to it as well for me, is that there's these guys with playoff experience every single year. They're getting to the playoffs, and that's not something I think about with Justin Herbert. Not that he's not talented, not that he's not one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but I don't put him up there with those guys who are playoffs every year, going to win a Super Bowl every year, and I don't buy the whole the wide receivers around him aren't good enough. They're NFL wide receivers. Mahomes has proven he can do it, and I don't buy the system thing either. He's also, I don't know. I don't put him up there. If I had to say who my top 5 was, I would say Patrick Mahomes. Then I would say Lamar, Josh Allen. At 4, I would put. I had this list earlier, and then it's not even on here. At 4, I would probably put.
It's hard to think of on.
I would put C.J. Stroud is getting there. I know he hasn't played as well of a year, but I think he will be there. I don't know. He's somewhere who's around that 5 or 6 slot for me. I wouldn't put him at 4. Man, I had this written down.
Burrow?
It's not even in my thing. Yeah, Burrow. That's who I was thinking of.
Okay.
Sorry, Burrow. And then I would put probably C.J. Stroud at 5. Why? I just think I'm projecting
Right,
what
like,
he's gonna do,
I mean,
but
you're basing this on what you think he'll turn into.
yeah. But I would put guys like I know they're not athletically better than probably Justin Herbert, but the guys who are just consistent, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, those type of guys that have been great quarterbacks in the NFL for years. They're more proven to me. They've had good teams, and they've led their team to the playoffs. So that's kind of what I would say.
Do you have anything to comment on that?
Maybe
your top 5 QBs.
Well, my top 5 is pretty similar, with Mahomes 1, and then I would have Allen at 2, Lamar at 3. Flip flopping those from you.
Yeah.
Probably Burrow at 4 and Herbert at 5. I do think he fits.
Herbert at 4.
Herbert at
Burrow
5.
at 4, Herbert
Burrow
at 5.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that'd kind of be around my list. I'd probably go, and I guess this is a lot with recency bias, but I go Lamar at 1. I think this season he's definitely proven and done a good job in the passing game just as much as the running game. I'd probably go Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and then honestly, I know it may not seem like it right now, but I'd probably go Dak.
Yeah, I
And
agree with that too.
You can say what you want about Dak and his turnovers, but
That's not a bad.
That's ridiculous.
You're only thinking that because of how he's played this year.
and
But you're talking about a guy who's like for the past like 3 or 4 years has been the best quarterback in the regular season. Every single year
but
almost.
you brought up playoff success. Where's that for Dak?
Yeah, but he's been there more often. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, a common factor between a lot of the quarterbacks you named was a good defense, which can keep them in games and win them. Like what happened with Jared Goff last night. Herbert's usually they usually don't have a good defense. The one time they had a decent defense was the year they made the playoffs.
And they blew a
27-point lead
against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So
the defense blew
oh
a
my gosh,
27-point
does
lead.
Trevor Lawrence have more playoff wins than Herbert?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel bad
I don't
for
know. I
Justin
just think,
Herbert.
looking
Justin
back,
Herbert would be obviously top 10 towards that. He'd be like 6 or 7 on my list. I mean, that 5th spot I think is so up in the air that, I don't know. It's hard to put someone there for sure right now, for me at least, but just because we said, we're not focusing so much on this season, I just
and
don't think in there.
and I would put. I mean, I know that he's had some ups and downs, but I mean, just as talented, I would say Kyler Murray. Like he's up there in the 7 through 5 spot. I would say too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this year he's got the second best QBR in the league.
This year is definitely like going back to, draft prospect, maybe first year success a little bit. He's definitely on track.
I mean,
to
there's
have his
11
best
guys.
season.
There's 11 guys this year above. I know that there's the interceptions, but QBR. Are you making the best reads? Are you where your ball placement is? Everything that goes into being a quarterback. He's 12th this year. So, I mean, there's 11 other guys ahead of him on that are. This is figured out by NFL experts that he's 11 guys that are making better decisions per play than him. So
Fair enough. The numbers don't lie.
Jane Daniels, we'll see where that goes. I mean, you can't really put him like too far up there, but I mean, there is a lot of quarterback problems in the NFL right now, I would say. So I mean, it's hard not to put someone like that, like top 12, top 10. I don't know.
for sure.
Jalen Hurts, he's another controversial guy, whether people think he's good or not. Brock Purdy, another controversial guy, depending on where you put him. But I don't know. I don't know. When I think of Justin Herbert, I don't think of an elite quarterback. And I don't put him in the same category as those guys that are up there. So
Okay.
well, obviously,
Fair enough.
I'm not here to debate you and make you change your mind. That's what opinions are for.
yeah, we can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
But,
Fair enough. That was a good question.
we have any other questions or no? That was it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's hop over to Packers Bears. I can start this out. Obviously, the Packers had a bye week. I think it was much needed for them.
Did they win the bye week?
I think they won the bye week because
Bears
it gave a lot of their team who's been injured a chance to get back. That was a huge issue with them in the last game versus the Lions. And then hopefully it's gonna, for more mental clarity to kind of clean up some of the issues they're having.
Mhm.
But overall, I'm excited about this week, and I think it's gonna be a good one.
That's good. The Bears did not win their bye week when they had it. Oh. I think it's time to bounce over to the Bears. I'm gonna let kind of go first for my own safety. I mean, he was there firsthand. Down, boy.
This is just so painful to witness. Being a Bears fan is not for the faint of heart. It's the same cycle over and over and over and over and over. It's like a roller coaster, you're up,
It's
and
the
then you're
cycle.
down, and then you're up, and then you're down.
That's all Chicago sports, man.
With that being said, Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron, they need to go. They need to get out of there. Get out of the city. Now, I know I said this before, but they need to be shipped to Guantanamo Bay. We're down to our third string O lineman. Like, I just can't even put this into words. Like, how miserable I am about the team.
If you could go back in the offseason, would you do anything different as far as it goes with
Fire Eberflus.
besides the coaching staff?
No.
Besides getting like wide receivers, would you maybe try to invest a little bit more in the offensive line? Would you? What would you do?
I think they should have, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, would you not have got Keenan Allen?
I think Keenan Allen, yeah, probably not. If they were, I do like Rome, but I feel like
you could have got an offensive lineman where Rome was.
Yeah, I think if we did do something like that, I would have been fine with getting Keenan.
I do think a lot of people are still at debate about this. I do think trading Justin Fields and moving on was the right move. I do think that was the right move.
I agree.
But if you were doing that, I think you also should have fired Eberflus. I think the best plan for bringing a rookie quarterback in would have been surrounding himself with a new look team.
Yeah.
A new look staff, because
a new culture.
Yeah, a new culture. Because even before this season, Eberflus still had a losing record.
Yeah.
And I know he probably still had 2 or 3 years under contract, but it would have been worth it. I just think it would have been worth it. And I know Ben Johnson said he wanted to come here last year. That would have been perfect if we had Ben Johnson already this season. I think because he would have brought in his own guys. I don't think he would have brought in Waldron. Which terrible. I think that was a bad move. Hindsight, it's 2020 now. That was a bad move. Eberflus today said that they're looking to change play callers. He's saying that he's also not the problem, which is funny. He lost the locker room 100%. Once you lose the locker room, you're not winning it back. Even if they win out this season, the team still hates them probably. This is just miserable to watch. Team, we should have rammed through the Patriots. They're rebuilding, and I know we're kind of in a rebuild too. But I believe we're 100% better than the Patriots on paper. At least on paper, we should have won by
Are you in a rebuild
10.
though?
We are.
Yeah, we're in a mini rebuild.
No, here's the thing though.
You're not though.
We are, because every analyst projected giving us 6 or 7 wins max.
Yeah.
But that's not what you guys were saying.
Right. Well, the fans are optimistic remember last year we said we were going to make the playoffs with Fields. And you have Hard Knocks and you have the Bears starting off so fast, so you forget that we're not supposed to make the playoffs.
I feel like in my personal opinion, I feel like signing DJ Moore to an extension, getting Keenan Allen, getting some other pieces on the defense, I don't think that's considered a rebuild. Signing Keenan Allen, that's part of a rebuild. That's a terrible rebuild.
We're on the tail end of a rebuild.
Yeah, I'm not
saying
it
was a short rebuild.
I'm not saying we're at anywhere where the Giants or Panthers are. I think we are coming out of a rebuild, having a solid defense, but
well, the Giants have been rebuilding for a while.
Yeah. We were just 3-14 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying, and rebuilding goes beyond just having a full team set together. We're still missing pieces. We still don't have the guy who's going to lead us out on Sundays. We don't have that coach.
Yeah.
We don't have that scheme that we're known for. Because good teams have obviously good play callers and they have their styles of play.
Good teams have identities.
Right.
We don't have an identity yet.
Until our identity is not wide receiver screen passes, I will never trust the Bears to win a playoff game.
I guess my point is that I feel like, even if you're calling it a mini rebuild, trying to win now is getting guys like Keenan Allen, trying to rebuild is, trading away players and getting draft picks and getting guys. And I don't feel like the Bears are doing
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that's what we did the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So,
So but that's why I'm saying I think
Yeah,
they were. I think that their
maybe-
intent was that they were off their rebuild now, and they were
right. Maybe rebuilding is not the right
Yeah.
word. But
Retooling.
what?
Retooling.
Retooling? Yeah.
We're in a retool.
Yeah.
like they were. I thought they were in a position where it was like they have a good team. They just have a couple spots like the
I
O
mean,
line where
I
they
agree.
need to, or they could improve it a little bit and help them out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, and I don't really think that they did anything with the O line.
No,
Well, at least now we have a pretty dead set plan of what to do in the draft and the offseason.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would
More
hope
wide
so.
receivers.
Yeah.
No.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you guys what you guys thought the Bears' keys to victory were if they want to beat the Packers.
Mhm.
What they have to do well in the game to beat the Packers.
I mean, they just gotta execute. Everyone on that field needs to be held accountable to do their job.
Yeah.
I think they need to come out fast because the Packers don't come out fast.
That is true.
I mean, we're both. I mean, this could be a game that's like 0-0 starting at the second quarter. Obviously, it may get blown open as the game goes on, but I mean, you're talking about two teams that start slow. I think whoever gets the jump on the other team is going to win the game.
I will say that you do say that they don't come out fast, which I agree with to a point. They did. I heard the last game they played, it was like the first game that they played this year where they hadn't scored a touchdown in the first quarter, though. So they do score quite a bit in the first quarter.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Maybe that is true.
Something the Bears don't do.
Doesn't mean they can't come out slow after still scoring a touchdown.
And maybe
but
that's more. That's more.
We've
what I
only
mean.
had one game this year where we've scored in the first quarter.
Oh.
yeah.
Field goal or touchdown.
Yeah.
We've had multiple games this year where we haven't even scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
isn't this
the
like our second game?
whole key. I mean, I just think the key to victory is just getting the ball to the playmakers, drawing up plays, and hopefully Shane Waldron's not there, and we get somebody that's actually competent to do their job.
Throwing the ball downfield.
Yeah, getting the ball downfield, drawing up concepts to where you create dead zones in the defense and sling a ball. Because Caleb's got I believe he has all the arm talent in the world. He can make difficult throws. His deep ball needs a little bit of work, but if you're able to kind of draw out a couple dead spots in the middle of the field.
Yeah, allow guys to maybe create that space.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Travis Kelce does a good job of just either finding soft spots in zones or being able to create his own route based off one concept.
I 100% think Cole Kmet can be that guy, and I just don't know why Shane Waldron's not using him correctly.
Yeah, because he's such a talent to use, and he does
showed
his
it.
job.
He showed it in London against
Right.
Jacksonville. He had a good game, and then the next week he's just non-existent. He's just non-existent.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to me, honestly. But keys to victory. I don't think I think it's pretty much. I think the game's going to be our defense versus your offense.
Yeah.
And it's going to be who can stop who.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah, I think whether it's the Packers defense or honestly, I think it does come down to the Bears offense.
Yeah.
If they can put up points, they'll be in it. But if not, it's going to be a real quick drive home for everyone.
So, I would say for the Packers, a big thing for their offense is that they need to get the ball rolling. I know the Bears' passing defense is one of the better in the league. I think they're like top 3 or top 5 or whatever. They're one of the best in the league as far as passing defense goes. So I think, and they're also pretty good with rushing defense. But I think that that's something that the Packers need to get going. Obviously, another key is that Jordan Love needs to take care of the ball, obviously. So that's going to be a big, and versus the Bears defense, who's really good. And then as far as the defense goes, the Bears, as we know, the Bears O-line isn't good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that drawing up pressures that maybe Caleb Williams isn't used to or hasn't seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't had that much experience. So I think if the defense can draw up some plays, especially applying a lot of pressure, I don't think that their offensive line is going to be able to hold them up. So honestly, that's what I think they'll do. So I think it's just applying pressure and drawing up plays and making Caleb Williams think twice about what he does. And I think they'll have a easy time getting the win.
I think
Yeah.
if the Bears offense can perform, I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah. And I hope
But
it's a good
if they
game.
play like they did Sunday, it'll be over before it starts.
I don't understand how.
And
well,
we'll be able to tell by the first drive.
And it's
how the game's gonna
and that's what I'm saying. It's kind of sad between that and just hearing other teams talk about their game plan to beat us. It's so basic.
Yeah.
Pressure the QB and I would say cover the receivers, but that sounds pretty basic, but it's true. Like there's times where they're getting blitzed by New England and we're getting our wide receivers running 10-yard, 15-yard routes. They can't even develop what route they're running before there's already someone in the backfield. So I think having that key game plan going into it, and the Bears just being like, oh no, we'll just throw Cole Kmet back there and still let Caleb get sacked. I don't know. It's just hard to watch knowing that we are so beatable in one particular area and we're not doing anything about it.
It's so funny. I think maybe I said this a little bit ago, but one of my friends said every once in a while about the game, like Caleb Williams would roll out and he was looking down the field and just wouldn't throw it. How is nobody open?
I know.
It's just such an interesting we gotta change something to figure something out. And I really hope Eberflus does something about Waldron and brings in an actual good guy to do something.
Yeah, let's just try someone, man. Let's just
throw me out there, call plays. Come on.
I mean, maybe let's have the players draw some plays. Is that crazy to say?
I'm gonna play some.
Let's have
backyard football.
That's what I'm saying.
Caleb's in the huddle, hey, just run whatever you want.
Yeah, and he goes, "I'll give you the ball.
If you're open, I'll throw it to you.
Just get open."
Yeah.
That might work.
Yeah. Capper Glazer hater.
All right.
Ooh.
Also, we didn't mention it earlier, but song of the week, "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac.
Is that the song of the week?
No, it's a new Phase song.
It's a new song by Phase Clan.
To the landslide brings me down. All right.
Capper, Glazer.
Do we want to go over last week's picks, or they know?
They know.
They know.
They know. Let's just get into the new ones.
They watch.
We'll just get into new ones here. Starting with Capper, this week's Capper. Oh.
To the landslide brings me down. All right.
I had a feeling you were going to write that.
Everybody got something written down?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
All right.
I had a feeling Jared Goff would get brought up here.
All right. Yeah, so I wrote down Jared Goff, Chris wrote down CeeDee Lamb, and Evan wrote down Tank Dell. I put down Jared Goff because, and I know they won, and this is interesting to me, but I saw that after last night's game, Jared Goff is 7-0 in games where he throws 4+ interceptions.
I did see that.
That's honestly insane to me. But 5 picks in the NFL usually is not going to win you a game, and Detroit's defense stood up and was able to help them win. I saw something. Somebody was like, I wonder if Dan Campbell told Jared Goff to play bad to see if they can stay in the game.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, knowing Dan Campbell, this isn't out of the question, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, 5 picks in the NFL, usually not going to win you games. They got pretty lucky last night. Well, I guess if you're Jared Goff.
I would say it's more like he threw 3 picks because CJ Stroud threw 2.
Yeah.
So.
And a couple, I wouldn't say all the picks were on Jared, or all the picks were Jared's fault either.
Most of them were, though.
I'd say 4 of the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 picks in the NFL is not going to win you a game unless you're Jared Goff or you're undefeated in games where you throw a lot
Good
of
for
picks.
him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him.
It's because he's elite.
And I put him as my capper because I do think he'll bounce back.
Yeah, he's been one of the best quarterbacks.
Obviously.
He's been really good this year. So one game like this is going to set him back.
Very consistent.
If that's true, he should just throw 4 picks every game.
Right.
Undefeated.
It's true. A little Jameis action.
Shout out Jameis.
Did he put?
No, they had a bye. I think.
I feel like we would have saw clips of Jameis.
Yeah. He's the first ever clip farmer to play QB.
He's not even trying to clip for him, man.
All right. Chris
All right.
CeeDee Lamb.
I wrote down CeeDee Lamb. I don't think the sun can blind him from playing good ever again. So he had 6 receptions, 21 yards. That's obviously nowhere near the production and quality we've seen him do throughout his career so far.
But I mean, we had Cooper Rush playing.
We had Cooper Rush playing, but you got to scheme up ways to get your playmakers the ball, and he's the type of playmaker where you just got to get him in the open space.
Right.
Get him the ball, get him in the open space. No matter who's at QB, get him the ball, and I think there's no way
I could throw it to him.
Yeah.
That's why. Hey, if CD wants to come on the pod, we'll happily throw him the football. But yeah, I think it's impossible for him to do as bad as he did this week. So that's why I did that.
I had Tank Dell. I think honestly one of the biggest reasons why they lost, there were a ton of catches or a ton of throws to him that he dropped. Did not play as well. He's a guy that you think would step up a little more with, Stephon Diggs out for the season and Nico Collins not back yet. So I don't know. I just thought there were a lot of balls that he could have caught, which could be a difference maker in the game. They only lost by 3. And that would for sure make the Lions defense a lot worse, catch them off rhythm. But yeah, I think he just could have stepped up a little bit more than what he showed versus the Lions. So that's why I put him down. Didn't have a great week.
Valid. All right, Glazer.
Missed it.
Huh?
Missed it.
Oh, you saw it? All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. I put down Jamar Chase, Chris got Russell Wilson, and Mr. Unlimited, and Evan wrote down Lamar Jackson.
Always a good choice.
Yeah.
I chose Lamar Jackson because I think he's been the most consistent quarterback this year out of anybody, an obvious MVP favorite, and he continues to put up good numbers, make good decisions every single week, leads his team to victory. There's not much else you would want out of a quarterback other than winning and making the right decision and being a dynamic elite quarterback that he is. Second on my list. But yeah.
Cool.
Where's Chris?
Yeah, I put down Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson. Dude's just taking all the criticism and he's embracing it. He's doing well for Pittsburgh in a situation where they weren't even sure who was going to be starting. That last play where he drew him offsides was awesome.
Electric.
It was electric. I haven't seen him show that much emotion in a while. Dude was so happy he was hitting the Antonio Brown dance. You ever see that from the music video? Yeah. So, it's just a good situation for him. I'm glad he's finding success because, I'm sure we all loved him in Seattle. So, it's just cool to see him, back on top right now. And the Steelers got a very important win that's kind of making the AFC North a little competitive right now. So, yeah.
True.
That's why I chose Russ.
I had Jamar Chase, which hurts me, honestly, because, I played him in fantasy. I was up against him.
Man.
But I got to give credit where credit is due. He is electric. I saw something that, whenever they play the Bengals play the Ravens, he just torches them.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
55 fantasy points is I think he has 2 games in the top 10 fantasy games of all time performances.
Yeah.
He has 2 games up there. True number 1 receiver. It's just electric to watch. Good for Jamar Chase. Bad for my fantasy team, but what can I do? I'm lucky this week, but whatever. All right, hater.
I have mine written down.
I do too.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my guys, again. It's the second week in a row.
So
everyone's written down.
I had Caleb Williams written down, but I cut him some slack.
I appreciate it.
I take that back. I think he could play a lot better if it wasn't for the O-line. And it's not just that they have all these injuries, but it's you're still in the NFL. You're still an NFL O-line. There is just blatant plays where they show the replays on them. And me and Chris were watching, the center like just getting bulldozed over like half a second after the play snap.
Oh, I forgot about that until now.
You know, like it's just multiple plays like that, and then it's guys are pulling out to block, and it's like they don't even know who to block, and there's just people standing around doing like that's stuff that you can actually teach and you can actually do without being like in a good line or just a good player in general. Like I could go out there and find the right blocker. I would get bulldozed because I'm not as big as them, but like I could find the right guy. It's just simple things that you think that NFL O-line would know how to do, and because of that, it's hurting not only Caleb Williams, but it's also just as a whole not making the team look good or stand out or have any hope for them. Just because that's such a big thing that a defense can go after. Like that's something that's hard to replace. You can't just like replace that in other areas. So that's why I put them.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure we talked about it on Sunday. Like, is anyone here confident that the Bears actually practice? Or do you think we just show up on game day like intramural sports? Like, I think our team practiced more than the Bears during our intramural season. Because they just look like they're going out there and they're just like, all right, let's figure this out. And you can't win games like that. So that's frustrating. I wrote down Sam Darnold. I never thought I'd write him down. I don't know. Do we remember at the start when I said he was going to win the MVP?
And we didn't.
And everyone called me crazy, and I'm a little bit crazy. So, Sam Darnold, welcome back to reality. The Vikings will probably be starting JJ next year.
Oh, yeah.
As they should. But, yeah, Sam Darnold came back to reality. He's been throwing a lot of picks lately, a lot of picks on, what should be easy completions. So, yeah, he's on my hater list this week because he disappointed me.
I wrote down Ryan Poles. I don't understand how you look at this team and say, oh, we have the right guys. We still have the right guys there. You have the ultimate power to make a decision. And I know the Bears have never fired a coach mid-season, but this should be the time to do it. I honestly think he's worse than Tressman.
Worse than Tressman?
Yeah, I mean, he's just... At least Tressman can lead an offense. They put up points at least with Tressman.
Honestly?
But, I mean, I know that lands on the play caller, too. And so I think they should fire Waldron as well. And Ryan Poles is just sitting by, doing nothing. In fact, probably Matt Eberflus is in his office right now, and they're laughing it up like, oh, I'm going to stay here forever.
Yeah, they're probably best buds.
They are best buds, which is a problem. Yeah. You can't be friends.
You can make friends when you work, but you can't work with your friends.
Exactly.
I have a question, though, based off that. Who do you think the interim head coach would be if they were to fire Eberflus?
Man, I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I wouldn't want them to fire is because
usually it's like the OC that stands up, but the OC sucks too.
All shout out, like all honestly, happiness for the defensive coordinator, but I don't know who that is.
It should be like Keenan Allen, interim head coach.
I don't know, man.
Oldest guy on the
whoever the oldest guy on the team. I do like that.
Mercedes Lewis, interim head coach.
Does any of us hate Mercedes Lewis being the head coach?
I mean, probably.
Don't answer.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
I was hoping to wake up today seeing that Eberflus no longer had a job here, but alas, he spoke to the media and said we're making a change at play. We're looking into a change at play calling. Like, bro, just say you're not going to do anything.
Do you think he knows he's getting fired?
Yes.
Right, the year?
Well, I hope so.
Well, I know. That's why maybe in the back of the mind he's like, I'm not going to get fired. But
I think honestly I think what should happen, and this will never happen because it's just a huge ego shot.
I think I know where this is going.
Poles should call Eberflus into his office and be like, look, we need to make a change, but I like you. I want to keep you on the team. Let's move you down to DC because you run a good defense, and we'll bring somebody else in. That is what should happen. But the problem is, like, Eberflus is like, oh, I'm a head coach. I could get another head coaching job somewhere else. No, you can't. And he'll be like, it'll just, to him, it'll be like such a slap in the face where it's like, why would you even ask me that? But that's 100% what he should do.
But, yeah, and here's my thing. You said it perfectly. Like, it can't be a slap in the face because there's so much stats and evidence that proves why he shouldn't be a head coach. and no other team is going to want to hire him. And if they do, it'll be in a secondary coaching position like DC. He might even get like a specific position coaching job. He's not going to college. No college is going to want a coach like that who has no energy and doesn't bring anything to the table.
Like, if he thinks he's getting fired at the end of the season, I feel like that would be better than getting fired because he still has a job.
And I wouldn't hate on that because I would hope
because I heard rumors that he's still under contract for 2 more years. So you could just rework his contract.
Oh gosh.
Or maybe just keep the same contract, eat a little bit because you're paying him head coaching money out of DC, and then you just give Ben Johnson a blank check. Blank check. Literally, Ryan Poles, sign your name, sign the date, leave the money amount blank, give it to him, and let him fill it out. And if he sends it back blank and says, "F you, I'm not coming to play for this city,"
we don't want.
Then you're cooked. Then you're cooked because I don't know what you're gonna do there.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we were all clowning on Jonathan Gannon earlier in the season, being like, when he was like, "Who here took the bus today?" And look at the Cardinals now. They're 6-4. They're winning games. Jonathan Gannon actually coached with. I saw a TikTok about this today. He coached with Eberflus in Indianapolis. And
we hired the wrong guy.
Yeah, we did. Although we hired him before Gannon became a head coach. But get John Gruden over here. Let's
get Urban Meyer over here.
Let's fire Shane Waldron and get John Gruden as the OC.
Let's just get some like real old dudes that believes in like just hitting.
Mike McCarthy.
Oh man,
no. The trade deadline's over. We can't even trade for him.
You know we're gonna end up signing him probably.
Oh my god, bro, that's such embarrassing. You hire an old Packers head coach.
Get their scraps.
Oh my god.
Just make the playoffs and lose in the divisional.
We'll dig up like Vince Lombardi's grave and just use him as the coach.
Better than that was a Bears rant.
Yeah, are you guys done with your Bears rant?
Yeah.
Let's get to our parlay picks for this week. We did not do well at all last week. We all did not hit, but I feel good about this week.
Yeah, me too. I think this week's gonna hit.
Because I'm actually gonna put this one in. I think
flip.
I'm gonna flip. Last week we kind of all did it off the dome. So obviously we weren't thinking 100% through this, but I went through years of statistics. I cross-checked it with ChatGPT and some.
What does ChatGPT know about parlays, bro?
I'll be honest. I typed in who's gonna score a touchdown this week.
I'm in ChatGPT.
No, I didn't. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, this is who would come up. Are we gonna go over last week's, or should we just forget about it?
No, forget about it.
Okay. For my pick, I chose Travis Kelce, and he had a slow start of the year. He had a touchdown last week, this Sunday. So I think he keeps that momentum rolling, and why not give him another touchdown pass? Okay.
I picked CMC. I know he was kind of they kind of slowed him off, because he was just coming back from injury. But next week, I think they're running full steam ahead with him, and they're gonna get him in the end zone. They're gonna get that streak back when he was.
And I think those odds are good now. The odds are probably better than they were when he was playing healthy.
So let's go CMC. Okay.
I chose Josh Jacobs, kind of like I said before. I think the Packers' key to victory is just getting that run game going. And I think that's what they'll do. And I think, I don't think a bet on a starting running back is ever a bad bet. So you can't really go wrong with that. So
you never know. It might be before halftime, and they'll hand it off to him, and he'll take it 50-some yards for a touchdown against the Bears. So
probably.
Well, on that note.
All right, well, before we jump into our week
11
picks, I'll go over our records from last week and season totals. Chris and Evan both went 10-4, and I went 11-3.
Hey, we're pretty good at this now. There wasn't a lot of upsets.
I called the Panthers winning. I was like, let's go. They're going to Germany. They're gonna lock in. Bad look for Tommy Tracy. For fumbling that in OT. Got a feel for him. But honestly, that's the best thing that could have happened, low-key, because they get another loss. They'll get like a Cam Ward or Shador Sanders in the draft.
Tyrone Tracy.
Tommy Tracy. Yeah, Tyrone Tracy. They'll get like a Cam Ward or a Shador Sanders in the draft.
I guess, and then
get rid of the Daniel Jones.
or they can just sit behind Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And learn
Um.
learn what not to do.
Anyway, that brings my season total up to 75 and 46.
Okay.
Chris up to 73 and 48. And Evan went to 72 and 49. Still anybody's game.
Yeah,
Nobody has a big lead on anybody.
I was gonna say I really don't think anything changed.
Yeah.
Race wise.
Still close.
It's still a close race.
Anybody could have a better week.
Mm. Yes.
True. Well, going on to week 11.
Okay.
Me and Chris are gonna try and Connor's on a bit of a streak here.
Yeah, we're
kind of
gonna
beating us, so
we're gonna try and get a game or two on.
try and get some good picks this week. Starting off Thursday night football, pretty good game. Commanders Eagles.
Ooh, NFC rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is tough. I want to go first.
I'll go first. I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay. No explanation.
I just think the I don't know, no explanation. Low-key.
Just Eagles.
Yeah, the Commanders are I think they're 0-3 against teams above 500.
Okay.
Eagles are above 500. I think Saquon's going to be a problem for them, for the Commanders. Yeah, I just don't really see them.
Is AJ Brown playing?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. He played last week, but I know he got
he's
hurt.
battling injuries.
Yeah.
I was really gonna say Commanders, but I really do feel like the Eagles are just gonna be too much for them. Like you said with the whole record thing, I think the Commanders are still, they're overachieving right now.
Yeah.
So I think once they kind of settle down and play teams that are actually good at winning football games, I think the Eagles will. I think it'll be close, but I think the Eagles will win.
Yeah. I'm going to go Eagles, too. I do think it will be a close game as well. But I think that the Eagles have them, outnumbered in the amount of good players they have in certain spots. And the Eagles are at home, so I like the odds on the Eagles.
Fly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
The road.
Ravens at Steelers.
Ooh.
Ravens at Steelers.
I'm gonna.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go Ravens. I know the Steelers really have a good defense. I just think that when you put, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry together versus that Steelers defense, that is a lot to handle. And it's been a lot to handle for basically every team that they've played. And then, you got guys like Bateman and Zay Flowers who can get open, Isaiah Likely, just to name a few.
Those are actually my favorite
Mark
players.
Andrews.
Fair receiver.
Deontay Johnson, new pickup.
I just think that they're going to be a little bit too much, and I don't think that the Steelers' offense has enough firepower to match them.
I'm backing you on this. I'm going to pick the Ravens as well.
Yeah, I'm picking the Ravens too. The Ravens have been in a lot of close games, similar to the Chiefs. I wouldn't say as close of a game where it's coming down to like one call or one play, but they've been in a lot of close games where they've been able to win. And I feel like this will be another one of those. But once again, offense outmatches the Steelers' offense, so I think the Ravens win.
Jaguars, Lions. I'm going to go Lions.
I'm going Lions. Come on now.
Banged up Jaguars team, man. It's the Lions.
We're going to cut to the Jaguars winning this game now.
Rams, Patriots.
Ooh. Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
I'm going to go with the Rams as well. Browns, Saints.
Oh, man.
I don't even know. I'm gonna go Jameis and the Browns. I don't even know why. This is more of a field game for me.
I'm gonna back my boy Jameis too. Remember when we thought the Saints were gonna win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was also my.
That was when Kamara had 4 touchdowns. And we were like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a day I was enjoying my fantasy win. Man, why did the Saints beat the Falcons? Who do they have at wide receiver? I don't know.
It was just an off game.
Off game. I'm going Browns anyways because I'm not going to fade Jameis like that. But, yeah, this game's going to be horrible. So I'll go Browns.
Colts, Jets.
Jets. Jets.
Jets. I'm going Jets too.
Yeah, Jets. Vikings, Titans.
I mean, I don't think it'll be. I don't know. I kind of feel like the Vikings are going to bounce back here. Maybe Sam Darnold throws to his teammates, not the other team this week. So I can see Jay Jettis having a big game, and I think the Vikings defense makes Will Levis throw a lot of picks.
I agree. Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings. I was thinking about maybe picking the Titans, but you're right. The Vikings. Well, I mean, the Titans also have a pretty good defense, but I just don't think they have enough manpower to cover Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Okay. Raiders, Dolphins.
Ooh. Man.
Dolphins.
Fins.
Yeah, probably the Dolphins.
Packers, Bears.
Okay, well, we all.
Obviously,
Do we even need to say our pick?
Obviously, I'm going Packers.
I'm going Bears, man. I'm not going to choose the Packers just for my record's sake, okay?
Well, you know what I am, so I'm being realistic here.
Cut the cameras.
They're gonna lose, bro.
Cut the cameras. You don't mean that.
Yeah, yes I do.
Get on that side. Go over there. And
you know what, bro? Bears by 50.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are you going Bears?
Bears by 50.
Lock that
I
in.
gotta back up my team, man.
All right.
Maybe we'll lock in.
We're not.
Maybe. Falcons, Broncos.
Hey,
I'm
liking the
I'm
Broncos.
going with
Yeah,
the
I'm
Broncos.
gonna take the Broncos.
I'm liking
as well.
Bo Nix.
You got a team that's playing versus. They almost beat the Chiefs. I think they're gonna come with an
I
edge.
think the Broncos are. I think they're pretty underrated. if I'm
Yeah,
not
I
lying.
think, yeah.
they got a good defense. Sean Payton's leading a good group out there. Bo Nix able to do whatever he needs to do.
Yeah. And, yeah. I mean, enough said.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Seahawks, 49ers. I'm gonna go 49ers. I think they're just getting healthy.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a little bit too much for the Seahawks, and their defense is gonna play very well.
Yeah, I mean the 49ers went into Seattle earlier this season and beat them by like 2 touchdowns. I think. I
Yeah.
think they'll do the same thing, especially now that they're at
I
home
agree.
and they're getting healthier. CMC's back. I think it's
agree.
pretty locked in for the Niners.
Yeah, Seattle's going to come out flat off the bye, so I think the 49ers win this pretty easily.
Okay, this game should be probably the night game, but it's not. Chiefs versus Bills.
Oh,
come on.
I'm gonna
know.
go Bills.
Give me the Bills easily. They're the team I'm going to switch to if the Bears continue to break my heart.
Listen, I'm gonna go Bills, and I don't even think it's gonna be close.
You don't think it's going to be close?
Don't even
going-
think it's gonna be close.
Oh,
I'm
man.
going with the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Bills.
I'm going
This
with
is the first
Chiefs.
time I think I'm picking against the Chiefs, but for good reason. Josh Allen.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Okay. Bengals at Chargers.
Oh, give me my boy Herbert. Nah, if I'm being realistic, I think the Bengals are probably going to win.
This is one of those weird games where you know the Bengals are gonna play down to the Chargers level. And not saying the Chargers aren't good, but I just think it's gonna be a weirdly low scoring game. I think the Bengals do win it though. I mean, Joe Burrow said they have to win, so I'll believe in Joe Burrow and say
They
the Bengals.
lost last week.
Well, hey, he didn't say all 9.
I'm gonna go Bengals as well.
Okay.
Texans at Cowboys. I just think the Cowboys are
Yeah.
a dismantled team right
Yeah.
now. I'm gonna go Texans.
I think
Cooper Rush
Texans-
didn't show me anything to make me believe in the team anymore. So.
Yeah.
All right, that's the picks. I think we were all pretty similar, except for
What's the Sunday night game?
the Sunday night game is the Bengals Chargers.
Oh man.
So I think we were all pretty close,
Yeah.
except for obviously the Bears Packers one, and then the Chiefs Bills one. We were a little undecided on.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty consistent week.
Yeah.
I think this was a little bit of a longer of an episode, but
Yeah.
it's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good week. A Bears Packers week is always a good week. The anticipation for the game is always exciting.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, so. I don't
That's
know,
all.
Me and Chris are actually going to the game.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So we should have some fun
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah, sorry. Fun stories.
Yeah.
fun stories, maybe some tears shed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out
Yes.
there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah.
We have a veteran in the room with us.
Yeah.
And we are very appreciative for that. Rusty right here.
Yeah.
So close this out,
Close
Connor.
this
All right.
out, man.
Well, thank you guys for listening or watching to this monumental Monarch episode.
Yeah.
10
Oh, yeah.
of 220 takes. As always, comment down below what you want us to see us do, any skit ideas.
And
Hey,
questions.
we always say this, and we're not seeing any comments, guys. So comment what you want to see us do. Any questions?
There's
skit
not a lot we
ideas?
won't do.
Just say hi. Honestly, just say hi.
Just check in on us.
We're going a little hysterical.
Follow the TikTok.
Yeah. Follow Instagram coming soon with TikTok getting banned possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. As always, we'll see you next week with episode 11. I'm Connor.
I'm Chris.
I'm Evan.
220 takes out.